Hello, future societal champions. Today I'm going to be talking about how my work is saving America, how you can help, and aligning with the goodness is strength psychology. Let's watch our little intro and I'll get right to it. You know, there are twin effects of extreme narcissism and a breakdown in American systems that converged, and both of those came like right at my life and endured at me for 30 years, and more or less. I had a family situation, a younger brother, his wife, who came with this, I call it psychopathic energy. And then they combined it with a usage, in divorce court, where I saw that American systems are breaking down, and out of a divorce situation, my late ex-wife went to Oklahoma and passed away. Her obituary said peacefully 9 years ago. So it's not about my ex-wife and me. It's about society, and I was put right in this position, given my backdrop in Scranton, all the history and ancestry even, and this incredible force came against me and threw me into this, and so what I'm identifying, these two vectors of psychopathic, extreme narcissistic energy and breakdown in American systems. And they both converged in my life, where I had to stand off and hold them on and hold them off for 30 years in just an incredible situation. And I'm talking more today about failings and breaking downs in our American legal system because, both pieces relate, because I started to develop this understanding of something called the tort for the intentional infliction of emotional distress, and which is about people who, those who've experienced extreme bullying, narcissism, psychopathic attacks, people trying to put you down, creating emotional distress. And that was coming from my family. And every time, I went to bring these rightful claims to the court would always find someone, not only try to beat me back in divorce things and this kind of thing, but beat me down in terms of, raising issues of emotional distress, other kinds of distress, financial distress, whatever it be, and bringing it to the court. And what I've discovered, what I'm discovering is that our American legal system is breaking down in so many ways. It's just not aligned with with fairness, principles of fairness. And what I'm getting at is that if our American legal system is breaking down, that's supposed to be the core of who we are as people. And of course, people have all kinds of perspectives on that. Clearly, African Americans have been treated horrifically, Native Americans. So we've had our horrors in American life. And yet I'm a believer that our constant struggle, as Martin Luther King said, is towards, the moral arc of the universe bends towards justice. So that we're constantly improving, as painful and arduous as it is. And my journey is in that light. And so, because nobody should have been pushed that far into the system and survived and come out with constructive ideas. That's why I could even save America in some ways, because our legal system is not functioning right. And I have, and those who look in Massachusetts at the Karen Reed situation and see the kind of, I saw a lawyer, was a Melanie Little, saying my head popped off when I see how Massachusetts operates in some ways. But so, Massachusetts, we're the toughest, so we kind of go the furthest in the extreme of I don't know if it's people holding on to power or political interest, but there's a lot of extremity. And my issue and my intention over years, now decades, is to reestablish equality, true equality, call it equity, but just fairness for the American people. Man, woman, transgender, black, white, gay, lesbian, whatever, as long as you're human. I mean, the courts even in Massachusetts recognize rights for dog owners. I mean, we got to get to the point of having fairness for human beings. And so I have a constant initiative, and I've raised this tort for the intentional infliction of emotional distress, which is a great equalizer in terms of human, functioning. That, creating emotional distress can happen to anyone. And we're not just talking about mere insults or this kind of thing. I'm talking about designated, patterns of behavior that just seek to attack a person's heart and soul and brain and this kind of thing. And those who've ever experienced an intense narcissist or psychopathic or extreme bullying know what I'm talking about. So my life, for whatever reason, has just pushed on on the psychology of the world to push back and say, courts, however unfair you are, you need to be fair, okay? And what I also do, I offer training, coaching, and mediation, even raise the world's genius on this, is to create societal champions, okay? People who can stand for their own life and stand for others. Because success is not, our world's at a fragile enough place. We need people who are going to work for their success and repair the whole. And that's so you can look at theworldsbestmediator.com and get insight into some of our training and this kind of thing. But I don't know everything, but I know my life and work is about repairing the American soul. I have an old song like that along these lines. And I walk the walk relatively regularly. So you can see me out here walking the walk on these issues. Walking the walk. We got corruptive elements in America. I'm confronting them appropriately. They hold on. We've got to pursue the name of goodness, care, freedom, equality, equity, just fairness for people. That's my journey. Regularly. So you can see me out here walking the walk on these issues. Our world is a too fragile, vulnerable place not to have people act with honesty, integrity. So I'm training people to do that. And we need American systems to do that. And I have a broad-based advocacy to encourage, if not urge, our courts to inculcate fairness in what they do. And I think it's in my case situations. My instances have unfolded over 29 years in some ways, 36 years. So there's a lot of background behind what I'm saying. It's not just words, there's foundation. Take the bricks that have been thrown at you and build a foundation. So that's it for now. Take a look at the website. Thanks.